Good morning, students. Today it is time to enjoy, relish, as well as learn and understand the humorous element of the poetry. How to Tell Wild Animals by Carolyn Wells. As the title suggests, it tells or identifies which wild animal it is and how it attacks. I have made something interesting for all of you for better understanding. Let's see what is installed in this poetry. First of all, let's read about the poet. Carolyn Wells, she was born on 18th June 1862 and died on March 26, 1942. She was an American poet and novelist. Wells wrote total number of 170 books, and during the first 10 years of her career, she concentrated on poetry, humor, and children books. How to Tell Wild Animals. This is a humorous poetry, suggests some dangerous ways to identify or tell wild animals. The central idea of the poetry, it features the individual identities of various wild animals. Secondly, the hunting ways of these wild animals are also described hilariously. In other words, the poetry is quite funny. It captures the wild animals, and if you encountered by them, how they will make you their prey. The poetry features individual identities, and there is a revelations or expositions of their ways of hunting. There is a paradox that there are dangerous, dreadful, deadly hunting ways. They are described in very humorously, hilarious, amusing, and very entertaining way. We will also come to know that how these wild animal behaves with their individual characteristics. The poet informs and educates the reader about these wild animals. Now we'll proceed to first stanza. If ever you should go by chance to the jungle in the east, and if there should to you advance a large tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is Asiatic lion. Now you will understand few things. First of all, tawny is brownish yellow. I've also made those words in that same color, brownish yellow. You can see very giant with lots of mane, a majestic animal, very impressive with Another word is dine. Dine, lion. They are rhyming words. No, you know the poetic license I've been telling you from the few years that poet is most liberated man on earth. He can make sun come and sing with him, moon dance within the night. He has all the liberties. Even in this part of the poem, he uses that license to curtail few words. He have cut down G from dying, and he has rhymed with the word lion. The poet warns or advises the reader how to know which wild animal if they are in forest. Poet says, if you happen to be in any forest in the east is east of America, so it is Asian continent, they are likely to encounter a huge, fearful animal moving towards you. You will see that this animal is brownish yellow in color. If that beast, that is wild animal, roars or growls loudly, because of that you feel you are going to die, due to that fear, then you should know, or you should be sure that you have encountered Asiatic lion or Asian lion. This is what it tells. That roar is so killing that you cannot even resist that roaring. The next stanza, oh, if sometime when roaming around a noble beast greets you, meets you with black stripes on yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn. The Bengal tiger discern. Now, roaming is wandering, lingering, loitering, and yellow stripes are long, narrow bands in yellow and black background, no, yellow background and black stripes. And discern is see. Now, you know that poet states that while that readers may roam around in the forest when they encounter a wild animal with black stripes on yellow hide or skin, this wild animal looks noble, majestic, impressive due to its magnificence of huge and great physique and build up. The poet cautions that if such is the situation, if the animal eats them, they should know that this wild beast is a Bengal tiger. This beast will eat up the man at once. The Bengal tiger looks menacing at them and has these features for sure. Now you can see the picture how horrifying he is looking. Next stanza is about if strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is leopard. That will do no good to roar with pain, peppered, covered with no, he will lap and lap again. Now you will understand that peppered means here it means to covered with the spots or marks. Strolling is wandering, and leapt again poetic license. It is leapt. Okay, the past tense of leap or jump. But poet has made curtail the word aid from there, and again used his poetic license. You will come to know about this passage that poet says the reader may encounter a wild animal while roaming in the forest or jungle. The animals who has spots on its skin, if this wild animal jumps at them, they should know that this is a leopard, as it keeps pouncing on prey to tear them apart. This wild animal shall keep attacking despite you shout, cry in pain. So they should be vigilant against such wild animals and notice their traits. Next stanza is, you can see in the picture, there are two bears. If you are walking around yard, you will meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard. Be sure it is a bear. The poet says that if the reader happens to be walking around the yard or courtyard, they may encounter this creature which may hug them very tightly against their chest. It is bear who kills a person by their tightest hug, although a bear embrace in a friendly way, but it chokes till death. The poet says that reader should know that a bear strangulates, chokes its victim in no time. Bears are thought to be good wrestlers. Give a tight hug which squeezes the victim till their end. Now this is very, very, they hold you from back and front and hugs you and kills you. Next is, you can see in the picture, hyena. They're fox-like looking animals. If you have any doubts, I guess I will give you just one more cress. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might nonplus. The crocodile novice may plus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena. Now this cress Caress, caress is living, very loving touch or living touch. Okay, very lively touch, very loving touch. It's not living, it's loving touch. No, and next is prey is to hunt. Novice is a beginner. Okay, nonplus is confused. These are few words to learn from here. The poet says that a novice or learners may be confused or to distinguish some sort of wild animals as they have lot of similarities with humans. For example, hyena and crocodile. Hyena laughs and crocodile tears. Hyena laughing voice resembles the laughing of humans. Hyena laughs like human being and attacks him. We are not, no, we no, misjudge such laugh and can become the victim of hyena. The readers must know it and be vigilant when some sort of that laugh you can hear. Next stanza. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena. Hyenas come with a merry smile, but if they weeps, they are crocodiles. You might have heard, no, don't show your crocodile tears. This phrase very much common. A crocodile is said to be shedding tears while eating its prey. The poet thus warns that people should not wait for a hyena or for a crocodile to attack. Otherwise, later they all have to shed their tears. They should guard themselves against such behavior of such animals. Last is chameleon. Chameleon, a true chameleon is a small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, that is chameleon you see. Now this stanza, in this last stanza, the poet describes a chameleon. The chameleon is a small garden lizard. It is very prevalent. You might have seen this very often. It does not have ears or wings, but nature has gifted another ability, that is camouflage. As it changes its color as per its surroundings. If you can see in the picture, if the green reddish leaves are there, it is green reddish. If it's spotted green, it is spotted green. And if it is brown and whitish, it is brown and whitish. The poet says that if anyone is not able to see anything around him or her, that doesn't mean there is nothing. One may find that there is chameleon sitting there. Thus, it is difficult to spot it. The camouflaging trait is natural to chameleon, as it helps it to escape from enemies. Now, the last couplet, as I was explaining you, if there is nothing on the tree, that is chameleon you see. That reminds me that your app, Gift of Poetry, with couplets are doing very well and done very well in the past. Now, to make it popular, share with your friends and family. I will wind up everything at this point with an important message. What do you think of the glorious past of rich flora and fauna, wildlife, very dense forest, where they are disappearing? And who is responsible for that? Now we hardly see any forest, neither wildlife. Okay, I am leaving you to think about it and do something about it. Another important thing which I like to share, last chapter which we have read, Nelson Mandela, you all might be inspired by his speech. Yes? Now, to make it your own speech or declamation, what we call it as strong speech, a declamation inspired by Nelson Mandela, and send it to me on my personal number, only of 1 minute. Not more than that, not less than that, not more than that. Only a 1 minute declamation or strong speech inspired by Nelson Mandela. Okay? It's a competition. So, all the best and do well for that.